owner has bought in the Santa or in any Raitu Bazaar.
एक ही जगह पे मिलके those type of plastics are known as thermosetting plastics. Comparison, there are 3 types:
up, down, right, left.
I am not inferior to anyone.
We are Clarus. We are top on the Everest. Congratulations.
I want to be a leader.
Welcome friends, a very good afternoon my dear Sparrows. This is G.R. Kishan Sparrow pursuing my second BPC in the prestigious institution TSWR Chilkur. Okay friends, today I am here to give a brief presentation. So my subject is on the science of biology which deals with the study of plants. I think you get an idea what I am talking about. So you are right my dear friends, my subject is on botany, the study of plants. So today is our motto is each one plant one. So friends, every individual in this world should have to plant a tree, so it may resemble our botany. So today's I am here to give a brief presentation. My subject is on botany. Friends, we are very well known that the entire world is composed with a single thing, that is nothing but the nature. So friends, what is nature? Nature is nothing but the composition of abiotic and biotic things. Let us see what is the abiotic matter. Abiotic matter, for example, like water, fire, land, etc. And the biotic things like plants and animals. So friends, with the composition of these two abiotic and biotic things, the nature exists. So friends, have you ever wondered, like in this nature the tree like neem is can't able to give the mango fruits, vice versa the mango tree is can't able to give the neem fruits. Why? All these organisms in this nature, they are producing, they are giving the remnants of the similar characters only, but not other characters. Why? Is there any substance to do so this? Yes my dear friends, you have to say yes, because there is a substance with acidic nature in every cell of individual. Let us see what is that substance, it is present. So that is nothing but nucleic acids, that is nothing but the nucleic acids. So friends, these nucleic acids are of 2 types. Let us see, one is DNA, other one is RNA. So here the DNA is deoxyribose nucleic acid and the RNA is ribose nucleic acids. In this both the most important genetic material which is helpful in the hereditary function is DNA. It means this is the main genetic material which transfers the genes from one generation to the other generation. So friends, I think you get an idea about the DNA. So let us see the location of the DNA on the slide. Okay friends, please look over the slide my dear friends. Okay friends, you are able to see the structure. DNA and RNA is constitute the nucleic acids. So this constitute the group of this DNA and RNA constitute genes. Genes constitute the chromosomes, and the group of chromosomes consists chromatin, chromatin to nucleus, nucleus to cell, cell to tissue, tissue to organ, organ to organ system, and organ system to the organism. Like as friends, I think you get an idea about the location of the DNA in the gene. Friends, look over the another slide my dear friends. Here you are able to look the structure of the DNA. It is a double helix structure with a stand of nucleotides. We are very well known that DNA is a polymer of nucleotides. Friends, look the another slide, my dear friends. Here we are able to look the nucleotide structure. It consists of a sugar base, a phosphate and a nucleotide base pair. So, friends, let us have a small glance about DNA. So, here are able to see on this slide, my dear friends, this is DNA. It means deoxyribose nucleic acids. It is a biological self-replicating molecule which plays a vital role in heredity. In eukaryotes, it is packed in chromosomes which is found in the nucleus, whereas in prokaryotes, because where there is no nucleus, it exists as a diffuse coil. So, the DNA is a long polymer of nucleotides. Its length is usually defined in the terms of number of nucleotides or nucleotide base pairs which is present in it. The most widely accepted model of the DNA was proposed by James Watson and F.H.C. Crick. This model is also called as Watson and double helix model of DNA in 1953. Friends, with this I think we had recalled some brief information about DNA which you have learnt in the earlier topics like molecular inheritance of biology. So, friends, in this nature, I mean generally we hear the term like rDNA technology. We hear the term like rDNA technology. Okay, friends, rDNA technology. So, friends, do not bother about the term R. R is nothing but the recombinant DNA technology. So, what is meant by recombination? Let us see. Recombination is nothing but the regrouping of the parental genes during sexual reproduction, or is taking a gene of one individual and transform it into a host cell to get a qualitative gene. So, with this accepts this technique is introduced in our modern days. So, friends, this rDNA is otherwise called genetic engineering. Genetic engineering. So, friends, genetic engineering. So, what is meant by genetic engineering? So, friends, genetic engineering is nothing but gene manipulation. It means the purpose of this genetic engineering is gene manipulation. So, is there any need to manipulate the gene? Yes, my dear friends. In this recent days, human beings are facing different disorders, different kinds of diseases, and we are comfortable with different vaccinations, different medicines to the diseases. So, with the help of a thing that is nothing but the microorganism, a living organism, with the help of a living organisms and non-living organism, it means the microorganisms, it is helpful for human to generate to produce their vaccinations and good products in a large scale industries. Let us see how the microorganisms is helpful for the genetic engineering technology, because for example, for this advantages of microorganisms is making curd from the milk is done by the bacteria called lactic acid bacteria, and with this example, I think, friends, you are get an idea about how the DNA genetic engineering technology is useful in our recent days. So, friends, if I want to get a good strength life, so I have to take a gene from a strongest healthy person, so I may get health by this gene manipulation. So, the concept of this gene manipulation is done by this genetic engineering technology, or otherwise called rDNA technology. So, let us see. To do in this genetic engineering technology, we have two terms, that is one is gene therapy, and another one is gene cloning. So, let us see what it means. Gene therapy is nothing but gene operation. It means it should, whenever it introduced into the host organism, it should be inserted. Whenever inserted, it should be corrected and verified whether the gene is healthy or not. This is known as the gene operation, and it means gene therapy. And the second one is gene cloning. Cloning is nothing but getting thousands of identical copies of a single gene of interest. It means which we have taken the gene, it should the number of copies which are taken from a single gene. This is known as the gene cloning technique. Okay, friends, to to manipulate the gene, we required some tools and techniques. Let's see what are the tools and processes which are involved in the rDNA technology. So friends, my dear friends, today's my topic is on tools and processes of rDNA technology. It means my topic is today tools and processes of rDNA technology. Okay friends, today's our topic is tools and processes of rDNA technology. Let's see what are the tools required for rDNA technology and the processes required for rDNA technology. You can able to see on the slide, my dear friends, the tools and techniques of recombinant DNA technology. So the main objectives of this lecture are to understand the role of restriction endonucleases involved in the recombinant DNA technology, to know about the types and utility of vectors which were used in the recombinant DNA technology, and to understand the principles and utility of gel electrophoresis, Southern blotting and molecular probes in isolation and cloning of gene of interest, and lastly the construction of recombinant DNA and its transformation in suitable host cells for cloning of gene of interest. Okay, my dear friends, the first rDNA molecule was made by the scientist named Paul Berg. Scientist name Paul Berg, Herbert Boyer, and lastly Stanley Cohen. So these three scientists made rDNA technology. The first rDNA molecule was made by these three scientists. Let's see the pictures of these scientists. So you are able to look on the slide, my dear friends, that Paul Berg, Herbert Boyer, Stanley Cohen, which was discovered in the first recombinant molecule was discovered by this scientist in the year 1972 to 73. Okay friends, rDNA molecule, rDNA technology, it involves three major steps. Let's see what are the steps required in rDNA technology. Let's see, first one is isolation of gene of interest, and second one is creation of rDNA, and third one is transformation of this rDNA into host organism or host cell. So friends, these are the three steps majorly required in rDNA technology. Okay friends, let's see the first term, isolation of gene of interest. So what is meant by isolation? Isolation is nothing but the separation of the desired gene. So which we have taken the gene, it should be isolated. It means it is separated into different fragments. For example, you can see on the slide, my dear friends, this Escherichia carries nearly 4000 genes, and another example for this is human have more than 35,000 genes. It means in this 4000 and 35,000 genes, we have to manipulate the gene, a single gene of interest of these two. So friends, I think you got about isolation of this isolation of gene of interest. So this isolation of gene of interest is otherwise called DNA fragments. It means it involves several tools and techniques. Let us see what the tools and techniques required by isolation of gene of interest. So the required tool of isolation of gene of interest, let us see. One is restriction enzyme or restriction, one is restriction endonucleases, and second one is gel electrophoresis. So friends, restriction enzymes and gel electrophoresis, these are the two tools which can which are involved in isolation of gene of interest. So with the help of these two tools we can extract the DNA fragments from a gene. So friends, let us see how the restriction enzyme and gel electrophoresis is used in rDNA technology. So firstly we can observe the restriction enzyme. Restriction enzyme is nothing but the restriction enzyme is nothing, restriction endonucleases are also called as restriction enzymes, because it cuts restriction is nothing but it cuts the DNA into several it cuts the DNA into at a specific sites. So we can able to see on the slide, my dear friends. So this is a slide of this restriction endonucleases. You are able to look on the slide, my dear friends. So it cuts the DNA in the vertical direction, in the vertically. So it cuts the DNA at a specific sites. So with the help of this restriction enzymes only, we can able to cut the restriction DNA fragments into different fragments. So this some most widely commonly used these restriction enzymes. Look over the slide, my dear friends. Here you are able to look the restriction enzymes. Somewhat examples of restriction enzymes are ECOR-HI, BAM-HI, HEND3 and the HER2. So you are able to observe their source and recognition sequence and the cleavage pattern of somewhat examples of restriction enzymes. So friends, you are able to look the another this is the restriction and somewhat examples of restriction enzymes. There is a enzyme, restriction enzyme of type 2 enzyme. So with the discovery and the characterization of the another type 2 enzyme led to the Nobel Prize to the scientist named W. Herber. You can see on the side, my dear friends, W. Herber, Hamilton Smith and Dean Athens. These members are awarded with Nobel Prize in the year 1978. So all the type 2 enzymes are possible. It means all the type 2 enzymes are not present in all eukaryotes, it only present in the bacteria cells. It means it cuts the DNA fragments into only the bacteria cell, but not other eukaryotic cells. And also this restriction enzymes is present both in prokaryotes as well as in eukaryotes. So friends, let us see another method, that is till now we discussed about the examples of restriction enzymes. Now we can see the action of restriction enzyme. How will the restriction enzymes is to be action? It will be activated in the rDNA technology. Let us observe. So friends, you can able to see on this slide, my dear friends, this is the restriction enzyme you are able to see on this slide. Here the left you are looking, this is a foreign DNA, this is the foreign DNA, and rightly you are looking, this is the vector DNA. It means when with the help of restriction enzymes the DNA is cutted in the sequence of this sequence. So here you are able to look on the board, my dear friends, whenever the DNA is cutted like this, it means in this manner, it means it is recombinant. Whenever the DNA is cutted like this, it means it is replicated. So it is replication method, and this recombination of DNA. So friends, here you are able to look the vector DNA constitutes like this method. It means it cuts one DNA vector DNA into like this manner. So it includes that a sticky end. It also called sticky end. It means the sticky part which you are here. It means the sticky part has to stick over the another slider, another vector of this vector. So when the addition of these two vectors stand in the foreign DNA, we get a rDNA molecule. So finally we get a rDNA molecule. So with the help of this restriction enzymes we get rDNA molecules in different fragments. So friends, this is about the action of the restriction enzymes in the rDNA technology. You can able to see the slide, another slide, my dear friends. Here on this slide you are able to observe the addition of a DNA fragment from another source. It means the addition of the vectors DNA and the foreign DNA. You are able to see on the structure. With the help of the restriction enzyme, the DNA is able to extracted from this restriction enzyme. Okay friends, I think you are able to understand what about the restriction enzymes, how they are useful in the rDNA technology. Let us observe the another topic. Let us go to the another topic, that is gel electrophoresis method. So this is a method, gel electrophoresis it is a method which purifies and separates the DNA into different fragments, or it is a technique which purifies and separates not only the DNA and RNA and proteins, which is basis on this on their sizes and electrical charges. It means whenever the DNA moles whenever the DNA moles is introduced into the electrical field, it means introduced into the gel electrophoresis method, it was introduced in electrical field. Whenever the DNA moles is introduced into the electrical field, so the negative sign appears on the oxygen molecules of the DNA. It means whenever you see the structure of the DNA, we have a antiparallel direct ends like 5 to 3 and 3 to 5. So, here the oxygen bonds is associated with the phosphorus. So, the oxygen gets a negative charge with the introduction of this electrical charges. So, the DNA molecules moves towards the anode direction. After staining of this after staining of this DNA with the after staining of this gel of DNA, it should be treated with UV illuminations to get a DNA strands, to get a DNA bands or strands, DNA strands which is in pink color. So, friends, you can able to look on the slide, my dear friends. This is the, you can able to see on the slide, my dear friends, this is the DNA bands which was obtained by the gel electrophoresis method, like example like Salmonella typhimurium, a bacterial cell. Let us assume as a bacterial cell like this, it consists a cell wall. So, in the middle of the, we are very well known that in the middle of this bacterial cell, the DNA fragments, in the nucleus the DNA fragments is present. As per our DNA location, in the nucleus the DNA fragments are present. So, the DNA fragments which are present inside the nucleus are known as genophores. So, this is known as the cytoplasm. So, somewhat little bit of DNA fragments is also present outside the nucleus or in the cytoplasm. These are known as plasmids. I think, friends, you understand about the plasmid vector. So, how the plasmid vector is function, let us see. Here you see the cell wall. This plasmid vector gives a strength to this cell wall to oppose the antibiotics which were entering into the bacterial cell. So, this plasmid vector gives to the strength, and it acts as a antibiotic resistant, and it acts as antibiotic resistant. So, these plasmids are also called antibiotic resistant plasmid. So, let us see. So, I think, friends, you understand whatever the plasmids which are involved in the rDNA technology. I think you get an idea about the plasmid vector. It acts as a antibiotic resistant. So, let us see what are the cosmers. Cosmers is nothing but let us take a little bit of plasmid and a somewhat amount of bacteriophage. So, these two constitute the cosmoids. So, this was about the cosmoids, and the bacteriophage we are very well known that the virus which affect on the virus phage, the virus which affect on the bacteria, they are called bacteriophages. So, these are the three: plasmid, cosmoids and bacteriophages are somewhat examples which were some of the examples of vector which were introduced in the rDNA technology. Okay, friends, I think you get an idea about the cloning vectors which were involved in the rDNA technology. Let us see another topic, the main important topic, that is nothing but processes of recombinant DNA technology. Let us till now we discussed that tools and techniques of recombinant DNA technology. Now, we are going to discuss about the processes. What are the processes which were involved in rDNA technology? So, let us see what are they. rDNA technology. Let's see what are they. So friends, this process of RDNA technology involves several steps. Let's see the first step. Look over the slide, my dear friends. Here you are able to see the first one. This is isolation of gene of interest. It means the first, to do this experiment we have to require some bacteria or a plant tissue. It is treated with a lysosome enzyme. It means it get a enzymatic action